In today's video, thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're going to be looking at a 3/8 inch 14-piece GEARWRENCH Stubby Socket Set with socket rail. I have a hate-love relationship with these rails. My first time I came across it was with a Craftsman set, and it was a metal rail with metal clips, and they were really hard to put the sockets on and take them off, and I hated that, and the clips would bind, so I just got rid of it. I came across this Husky set, which plastic rail, metal combined plastic clips, and what I love about this set is not only does it move fairly easy because it's just kind of like lubricated because of the plastic, but they actually have like little bearings so the sockets clip on easily and come off easily. So the nice thing about the rail is, you know, it keeps, like these are all metric, and it keeps them together. So if you're working underneath a car, you can just kind of lay this next to you and pick off what you need and just put them there without having them rolling around. Anyway, so let's go over to the GEARWRENCH and see what we get with this set. Of course, first thing we have to do is get it out of the blister pack, and for that I'm going to use my trusty Ryobi USB saw. Once freed from the package, the rail is 15 inches long, comes in the GEARWRENCH orange. It can be mounted on a hook, or there's a countersink opening so you can screw it in and attach it that way, or you can just transport it around. All plastic. The mounts are plastic, but they do have a little ball bearing, so catching the socket and removing it is very easy. Unlike the Husky, in which the clips actually rode on the outside of the rail, this rides on the inside, and it just binds a lot, so it's a little annoying. So, but still, the rail serves the purpose of holding your sockets in place. Sockets themselves, they are low profile. Here's a 12 compared to their 12, and same low profile height, except the throat is much deeper on this Craftsman than it is on the GEARWRENCH. And as you get progressively smaller, the throat, the depth into that is very small, which bothers me a little bit. But I guess you could always just go to a different socket set. It seems pretty decent when you go up to the larger sizes. One of the features of this set is that the size is stamped on each of the sockets. Unfortunately, because it's a square, the way they line up, like this 19 lines up correctly, but 18 is off to the side, so is the next one. 16 is off, this one's off, 14's okay, 15's okay, 13's okay, 12, 11, that's off, 8 you can see, 7 you can see, and 6 you can't, because it's just off to the side, and there's no way to get them all facing the same way as we can with this set, because in this set they thought about the numbering system, and so when you drop it in, it automatically lines up. So I'm really surprised that just GEARWRENCH dropped the ball on that. Yeah, great, they're stamped with the size, but it doesn't help you if you can't visually just make a quick reference to it. They're stamped, they're not inked, and so I find them, 1, too small, and 3, because there's no ink, that's just really hard to make them out. So I think that's just a big fail on GEARWRENCH, and I'm really surprised. The product is a product of Vietnam, finished off in China, and you can see, I think you can see on this socket here, we'll go in for a close-up. I don't know if the camera can catch it. There's just a big old divot there. So QC, a little bit sloppy. The chrome finish is nice. It's the same across. They spend a lot of time giving you part numbers, the name gear wrench, and you know, there's 17, the size. Probably would have been better up here, and again, bigger, maybe some ink, maybe laser etched. Just a failure on that. Another thing to note with the gear wrench is it's 6-sided versus 12. So some people have a preference. Just know that you're going to get 6 with the gear wrench. We take the gear wrench number 10, attach it to a Craftsman driver. It locks in and does not release unless I release the mechanism. We got a Stanley driver. We do the same thing. And again, it's not going to release. So they've actually put the little divot on the inside so that if your driver has the bearing, it'll catch and it'll stay locked into place, which is really nice. And the fit is no different than my old trusty Craftsman sockets. So overall, I like the tool itself. My 2 minor complaints about it are the fact that on the smaller pieces, the throat is really shallow, and I think that could lead to maybe some fasteners slipping out until you get up into the 11 and 12 area. Speaking of which, the markings are too small. There's no ink on them. They don't line up. That's just, I'm just really, really surprised that GEARWRENCH let that go. That's just sloppy, in my opinion. Otherwise, you know, it's decent. I like the rail. I don't like so much the fact that it does this as opposed to this Husky rail where you can just slide. So if you need to make a little room to get something back in, you can just push and guide in. And of course, Husky got it right with all the labeling facing all in one direction when you drop in your socket. So not overwhelmed with the gear wrench. I think if these were equally priced, I'd go with this set. But you know, I just don't want to hate the gear wrench because I really do like a lot of their tools. But I'm just, again, really disappointed in what they've done here, which makes it less usable, less user-friendly, let's say, when you have a bunch of these sitting there and you're underneath the car and you need to pull a 13 and you're trying to look at the side and they're all cockeyed. So this would be my go-to set in that situation. Oh, by the way, it goes from 19 all the way down to 6 without any skips. So that's nice. I like it when a manufacturer doesn't skip across the socket set. So if price is an issue and this is cheaper, then yeah, you can go with it. It'll get the work done. I'd rather have the convenience, so I would probably go with the Husky. Sorry to say that, gear wrench. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.